Hip-hop artist Lupe Fiasco and R&B singer Miguel entertained CSU East Bay students at its annual Springfest concert. We'll take a look at how the event went.
We learned more about the peregrine falcons living at Warren Hall with the director of the Santa Cruz Predatory Bird Research Group in studio.
An organization on campus hopes to raise money by hosting a male pageant show. More information coming up next. Pioneer Web TV is starting right now. Hello and welcome to your campus news station, Pioneer Web TV. I'm Kylene Glover.
And I'm Alexandria Leavenworth.
It was announced that CSU Chancellor Charles Reed is retiring from his position. Reed has served American school systems as chancellor for 27 years, 13 years in the Florida state system, and 14 years in the California State University system. During his time as chancellor, the CSU has gained more than 100,000 students. Chancellor Reed is proud of his work he's done for the school systems and will miss the strong relationships he's built during his time here. He will continue to pursue education on a more personal level and enjoy his retirement with his wife, children, and grandsons.
Cal State East Bay's own professor and chair of geography and environmental studies, David Larson, is offering students a chance to give back to the community and gain some hands-on experience. His environmental study field course has chosen the City of Richmond as one of their weekly excursions. They will provide a half day of creek repair in which Larson hopes will expose the problems and concerns dealing with the environment. Diane Daniel reports in a CSU East Bay article that Lynn Scarpa, environmental manager for the Richmond Stormwater Program, was appreciative. The creek banks will endure heavy storms, visitors to the park will have better access to explore the creek, and the wildlife habitat is strengthened from the efforts of the students' enthusiasm and hard work, Scarpa said. Former environmental studies major Mike Buchman has teamed up with Larson to share the importance of stream restoration. Larson hopes that this course will not only teach students about the environment, but to also allow them to use it for future jobs.
An organization at Cal State East Bay is hosting an event to raise money for cardiac care research for women through a male pageant show. Alpha Phi Fraternity will host their second annual event called Mr. Heartthrob, where men from organizations on campus compete in various events to raise money to the organization's philanthropy. Last year's event raised about $400, but the women of Alpha Phi are implementing a better strategy to raise money this year.
My name is Ben Hill. I'm from Delta Chi. I'm a computer science major, and I think I should be Mr. Heartthrob because, I'm here because it's a good cause. I love Alpha Phi. I'm trying to redeem myself from last year, and I don't know, you guys don't have that great of a choice, so pick me.
Hi, my name is Christopher Prado. I'm a senior on campus, graduating with a political science degree, and I'm also a student body president on campus. Why I think I should be Mr. Heartthrob? I'm not really sure if I deserve to be Mr. Heartthrob, but I do want to intend to raise as much money and as much awareness about cardiac care and what the Alpha Phi Foundation does to educate and raise funds in that sense. But I think ultimately some characteristics that are good to have in a Mr. Heartthrob are to be versatile and not one-dimensional, and I think that's what I intend to show you tonight, whether I'm dancing up on stage acting like a goofball or doing a spoken word or doing my SNL short with my Heartthrob participant today. And also I hope that I've shown you throughout campus that I know how to treat an Alpha Phi woman with great pride and respect. My girlfriend Cynthia, shout out to you. I hope that I've treated you like a queen, or at least done my best to. But really, just hope that I help at least the goal of the initiative that the Alpha Phi Foundation is trying to raise awareness about tonight. But thank you guys.
Hi, my name is Ghazi Mohammed. I'm an international business major. I'm in Theta Chi. I should be Mr. Heartthrob, period.
Hi, my name is Landon Patton, also known as Big Daddy Phobia. I'm a kinesiology major and I'm in Delta Sigma Phi. And why I should be Mr. Heartthrob is because even though I can't shake my butt like most people, I give it my all. And I'm also using this as a serious way to get over one of my personal fears. You'll see that during the talent competition. And I also get shout out my glam fam.
The contestants will entertain its audience through a talent portion, participating in a question and answer portion, and perform a grand finale dance. The event is open to all students, staff, and faculty at Cal State East Bay. Up next, Pioneer Web TV gets an exclusive look into the Falcons living at Warren Hall. Stay tuned.
When you don't read the Pioneer, you don't stay up to date on current issues. When you don't stay up to date on current issues, you have nothing to talk about with your friends. When you have nothing to talk about with your friends stop being your friends. When your friends stop being your friends, you get lonely. And when you get lonely, you create imaginary friends. Don't create imaginary friends. Read the Pioneer. A new issue comes out on every Thursday.
Warren Hall has been a home to some important Cal State East Bay members, the Peregrine Falcons. Alexandria Leavenworth sits down with Director Santa Cruz Predatory Bird Research Group, Glenn Stewart.
Since June of 2011, Warren Hall has been closed to the public and is currently awaiting demolition plans. According to a report by Pioneer newspaper assistant campus editor Chase Thomas, on April 26, 2012, the Cal State East Bay building is over 40 years old and was condemned for failing to meet earthquake codes, according to the state of California. Although the building has been unoccupied for almost a year now, there have been sightings of a pair of peregrine falcons that may be nesting at the top of Warren Hall. According to Deputy Vice President of Enterprise Operations and Facilities Management at CSUEB, Christopher Brown, the peregrine falcons may have to be relocated if they don't leave first. In an earlier report by Pioneer newspaper reporter Stephanie Spearman on April 21, 2012, because the peregrine falcons are on the threatened species list, if the pair is nesting atop the building, the demolition plans for the tower would have to be put on a hold. Sue Johnson, an avid bird watcher, says that the recent behavior of the falcons indicates they could be sitting on eggs. There have been mixed feelings about whether or not to relocate the falcons, depending on if the pair is in fact sitting on eggs.
It's a good idea that they're waiting to demolish the building. I personally wouldn't even want them to relocate them, just because I think that the Warren Hall, or that's Warren Hall, right? It's such a monument. It's such an icon to the school. So for them to take it down, I think it'd be a bad idea. So I'm happy that they're there. But as far as what they should do, I do think they should, if anything, they should wait till they leave and not relocate them.
Jim Savagno, the university planner, is aware of the two peregrine falcons inhabiting Warren Hall and states that peregrine falcons aren't so rare that they are considered in danger. Though I do know if they nest and the eggs hatch, the chicks are not to be disturbed. Adults can't be physically harmed, but they can be chased away. We're here with Glenn Stewart of the Santa Cruz Bird Predatory Research Group. So I know we have the peregrine falcons here at Cal State East Bay. Can you just update us on the status of the falcons? Because I believe, if I'm correct, that their eggs recently hatched.
The eggs hatched about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
So peregrine falcon babies grow from hatchlings at about 1 ounce to flying birds at about 2 pounds in 6 weeks.
Okay, and the eggs hatched about 4 weeks ago. How long does it take for the new birds to leave the nest? And is the new eggs going to postpone the demolition of Warren Hall?
I don't think they're going to demolish it in the next 2 weeks, are they? I understand that it won't be demolished for another year. So sounds to me as if they can have another set of babies next year before the hall is demolished.
And how long does it take for a bird to leave the nest if they wanted to?
Well, they leave the nest in 6 weeks, so that's going to happen 2 weeks from now. They leave the nest. So now they're independent flying birds. They follow their parents around. The parents feed them on the wing, wherever they happen to be. And they'll stay in the territory, which is essentially the campus and this hillside out front, for about a month. And mom and dad will go out and catch food. They eat birds that they catch in the air. So mom and dad go out and catch pigeons and starlings and deliver them to the babies. During that month, the babies practice catching their own food, and eventually they're successful. And then they just disperse out into the environment, and they could end up anywhere. They spend a couple of years evaluating, let's say, Central California for a potential nest site.
Okay, and is Warren Hall a place that these birds typically nest, or is this kind of unusual that they decided to make a home here?
Peregrine falcons are attracted to, historically, they've been attracted to geologic structures that dominate the landscape. So what's a geologic structure that dominates the landscape? I think of places like Morro Rock outside of San Luis Obispo, or El Capitan in Yosemite Valley. Giant pieces of rock. Well, when you're driving down 880 and you happen to look up here towards the hills, what do you see? A giant structure that dominates the landscape. Peregrine falcons see that and they go, terrific place to nest. Look, it's even got nice ledges on it. They don't build a nest out of sticks. They simply find a little patch of gravel and nest there.
All right, and I know the falcons were on the endangered list, and I believe they moved up to the threatened list. Can you just elaborate on that a little bit for us?
Actually, they were removed from the endangered species list, and they are no longer listed at all under the Endangered Species Act. They have made a remarkable recovery. In 1970, we could find only 2 pairs of peregrine falcons that were productive in the state of California. They're extinct east of the Mississippi River. So they were in very dire straits when the Endangered Species Act was passed in 1973. Since then, because of the Endangered Species Act, because we banned DDT, because we at UC Santa Cruz and Cornell University bred these birds in captivity, released them to the wild, managed wild nests by hatching thin-shelled eggs in our lab. We probably have 250 pairs in the state today, 30 or 35 pairs ringing the bay. So they're no longer threatened, endangered, or even in trouble.
It's amazing. Now, the other day I was driving and I saw a falcon overhead, and the next thing I know, the falcon just dived. And I believe that the falcons normally dive to catch their prey. And I also heard that they're the fastest bird in the animal kingdom. Is that true?
Fastest animal on the planet, fastest self-propelled motion of any kind in the world. We know that they dive at speeds exceeding 200 miles an hour, 200 to 300 miles an hour. They are predators of other birds. We know that they eat at least 156 different species of birds in California. We have evidence of that. So that's everything from the size of a hummingbird to western gull. So everything in between is a potential target for a peregrine falcon. So yes, you see them flip over in the air and make a dive. Often it's hard for your eye to follow them. They go so fast.
Yeah, I lost them in a couple of seconds there.
And they thrive now in urban areas because of all the pigeons that have followed us by eating our cast-off food. Pigeons are a non-native species, so they're new to the environment. We add pigeons, we add buildings, and it's a perfect recipe for more peregrine falcon.
All right. And what does your group do to protect the falcons and make sure that they're safe and they don't go back on the endangered species list?
You know, we don't really have to do anything for peregrine falcons anymore. I'm interested in banding the birds, and that's why I happen to come here to your campus with the cooperation of campus officials. I put leg bands on the babies, and that allows us to later on see how long they live, how far they disperse from place where they hatch to the place that they eventually nest. We're finding that it's often less than 40 miles. It seems like they used to, well, we have evidence of them dispersing much farther in the past, but that may be because they had to travel farther to find another peregrine falcon. Now, there are plenty of peregrines in the Bay Area. It's really, I think, a wonderful take-home message for us is that we live in a rich environment that supports peregrines and the wildlife that support them. So the good news is there are plenty of peregrines. There are plenty of peregrines in part because we did the right thing, stopped using DDT, protected them with the Endangered Species Act, brought them back from the brink of extinction. But now we can look around, they're kind of an indicator of environmental quality. We now know that there are plenty of them around the bay that tells us that our environment is healthy and that we live in a wonderful place, but we already knew that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. We really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Great.
Do you want a career in TV? Come to Cal State East Bay's TV studio to get the proper training to start your professional career. You'll get experience with state-of-the-art equipment, one-on-one sessions with industry professionals, and more importantly, you'll get first-hand experience working in an actual TV studio. Cal State East Bay TV Studio, the perfect place to jumpstart your media career.
In between classes, need a snack? We got you. Get a coupon to try a small bag for free at the bookstore. Curtis Jammin' Kettle Corn. One taste and you know you're hooked.
Cal State East Bay showed its support for the environment at the annual Earth Day event. Pioneer Web TV reporter Will Bernick is here with more on Earth Day activities.
Cal State East Bay students and faculty gathered in front of the Ross Center on April 24th to celebrate Earth Day, an annual day on which events are held worldwide to increase awareness and appreciation of the Earth's natural environment. The 2012 Earth Day event, unlike the previous one, offers a variety of day-long activities for students and faculty to participate in.
This is the second time that we've done an All Clear campaign, but this is the first year that we've provided a comprehensive set of Earth Day activities for our students to engage in. And this is the first time that we've had the All Clear cleanup that's lasted from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. that students, staff, and faculty have already picked up over 2,000 cigarette butts today.
Earth Day activities include the tap versus bottle taste test, Clear Cleanup Raw Green Tour, Release the Stress, Recycle, Compost, and the Toss.
I was responsible for the Recycle Compost Toss, which we just wanted to inform people about our new campaign because the Ross Center is the only building on campus which has separate compostable bins.
CSUEB students worked very hard to make this event a hit at the Ross Center.
I'm assisting Krista Smith in basically running this whole event pretty much. I try and incorporate all the students and all the co-workers here in the Ross Center and try to get as much participation as possible.
And we're passing out different websites and stuff for cool different recycled crafts, and I'm just out here doing all the activities.
This event was an opportunity for the Ross Center to promote its initiatives to keep the newly built rec center clean and safe.
We've placed blue tape in front of our raw center, and so it indicates the 20-foot mark from the door and from the ventilation system that we have, also known as our trom wall. It's just to the left of the entrance.
Although Earth Day is about the environment, it was a chance for CSUAB students to learn about some services offered by the CSUAB Health Center.
I'm a student for 2510. It's a class for PAW that you take during the spring, and then you can become a PAW intern. So this is actually a cart that we have for Hands Against Violence, and over here we have an I Love PAW cart, which is we have all these different pamphlets from the Student Health Center.
Earth Day offered multiple games for CSUAB students to have fun while learning about methods to make CSUAB a green campus.
Well, through my club, I got some of my members interested, and they came by to help out. The rest of the members or other students who participate are because we call them out. You know, we ask them if they're interested in helping us out in Earth Day. You know, if they're interested in knowing how to recycle better and stuff, such things. So they'll come by our table, play our games, and we'll inform them after that.
This is Will Burnick reporting for Pioneer Web TV News.
The event was organized by the faculty and RAW employees to help students become more aware while giving them a chance to check out the earth-friendly RAW Center.
Cal State East Bay showed their love to some top music artists at this year's annual Spring Fest. Pioneer reporter Kevon Thompson gives us the details.
On May 19th, students gathered to watch big names in hip-hop and R&B take the center stage at this year's Spring Fest.
We want to welcome everybody to Spring Fest 2012.
The show was opened by two of the winners of the Spring Fest Star Search competition, Cash Campaign and Sean Push Cans. Following them was Austin Brown, the HBK Gang, and our two headliners for the event, Miguel and Lupe Fiasco.
They used to escape out when things got crazy. They needed to break out. They hit to any place with stairs or any good grounds. The world was theirs, yeah.
The crowd was in full support of the whole day's experience. Springfest has proven to be one of the most talked about school concerts of the semester. For Pioneer Web TV, I'm Kevon Thompson.
Thanks, Kevon. Springfest had some concerns after the cancellation of Bayfest, but with plenty of preparation, it turned out to be one of the best concerts this year.
The Recreation and Wellness Center gym reopened its doors after a month closure because of flooding due to a broken sprinkler head. The gym not only opened its courts for recreational sports, but also for competitive intramural basketball. Sports reporter Leanne Kozar is on the basketball courts with the latest update on the league.
I'm here at the Recreation and Wellness Center where I'll catch up with Jared Green and Kristen Green, who are involved in the Basketball Intramural League. This season has started up with two different leagues, the co-ed and the all or nothing. Let's see what they have to say at this point in the season. I'm here with Kristen Green, who is a member of the ONS team in the Intramural Co-ed Basketball League. Kristen, you're about halfway through the season right now. What's your team's record?
We are 3-1 right now currently.
What's your team like? What's the other team members on the team?
They're all really nice. When I first decided to play, I was a free agent, and they picked me up instantly, and they're always inviting me, oh, let's go to eat after the games and stuff. So they're really nice. They're fun to hang out with.
What is some of your former basketball experience prior to this?
I played all 4 years in high school, and I also played traveling AAU basketball. And I started playing in 3rd grade, so it's just something that I've always loved to play.
What's been some of the most competitive games so far this season? Anyone that stands out?
Our last one was pretty competitive. The other team was a little, I guess, pushy with us, but it was really fun. I like competitive games. I think that's what makes it fun.
And how many teams total are there in your division and in the league?
I'm not too sure, but I think there's about 8 or 10 teams in my co-ed division.
Okay, thank you, Kristen. I'm here with Jared Green, who's the supervisor of the Basketball Intramural Leagues here at RAW. Jared, how's the season going so far with the All or Nothing and the co-ed teams?
So far in both leagues, we're up to week 3. We have about 2 more weeks remaining, and also 2 more weeks away, we have All-Star Break planned for the participants of the Intramural Sports League. So we have some fun competitions lined up for the participants.
Any teams in particular that stand out this season?
So far in the co-ed league, we have about 2 teams that are undefeated, a couple of teams who have yet to win a game. In the All or Nothing League, we have a team called Mas Bakitas, who is undefeated as well, led by Frida Lee, who is a 4-year player on the East Bay women's basketball team. So they're doing pretty well this quarter.
About how many students and teams do you have that sign up for this?
We've increased our participation this quarter. So far, we have 9 teams in the co-ed league, as well as 8 teams for the All or Nothing League. So that's a total of 17 teams for both leagues.
And about how many seasons have you guys been doing this at Roth?
In the Roth Center, I believe this is the 4th quarter we've done this. This is the first time that we've only offered one sport, which is basketball, due to the flood in the Roth Center. Just this quarter, this is our first time having one sport.
All right, thank you, Jared. At this point in the season, the teams are approaching their All-Star break, and then after that is playoffs. I'm Leanne Kozai reporting for Pioneer Web TV.
The league will host its All-Star game in the upcoming weeks as the season concludes. All students are welcome to sign up for the intramural leagues that are held throughout the year. To find more information about upcoming intramural leagues offered to students, contact the Roth facility. Well, that concludes another show for us here at Pioneer Web TV. I'm Kylene Glover.
And I'm Alexandria Leavenworth. Thank you for joining us as we bring you the latest news and features on your campus. We'll see you here next week.